Take a breath, nice and easy, not forced. Just let the air move in and out. Let it settle into rhythm without effort, without control. Again, let your shoulders drop. Let the weight behind your eyes begin to gather. Let your jaw go slack. Let your chest open, not with pride, but with softness. You don't have to hold anything up here. Not your posture, not your tension, not your thoughts. You don't need to try. That's the first thing I want you to let go of. The need to try. To figure out what this is supposed to be. To figure out what I want from you. All of that thinking can rest because you're already doing exactly what you're meant to do. You're listening. That's it. That's all. And that's enough. You start to notice how stillness feels different now. How the longer you stay right there, breathing, listening, the more your body starts to remember something. Not a memory from a moment, a memory from something deeper, something underneath everything else. A truth that's always been waiting. It's something that unfolds from inside you, like warmth in your chest, like softness in your limbs, like gravity pulling just a little more than usual. The more you notice your body, the more it begins to release, to shift, to drop. There's nothing to resist, nothing to analyze, just the subtle feeling that this is right, that you don't need to perform here, that you don't need to think hard or fast or clever. All you need to do is listen. To let your hips grow heavier. Let your arms go limp. Let your thoughts go quiet. You don't need them now. You don't need them to guide yourself through this. That's my job. And the more you give that over to me, the better it feels. Because guidance feels good, doesn't it? Not just because it's easy, but because it means you don't have to decide what to do next. Not with your breath, not with your body, not with your mind. You're letting go. And in that letting go, something else is being revealed. Because under everything you do, everything you perform, everything you fight to maintain, there's this softness, openness, shape. You're meant to have shape, not rigid, not cold, but shaped by something outside you, by instruction, by presence, by my voice. And the more that settles into you, the more something else starts to let go. That idea of being a person, of having to figure it all out, of being responsible for your thoughts, your reactions, or movements. You don't need that right now. Not here. Not with me. Not in this space. Because you're not a person when you listen like this. You're not a person when your muscles are this soft. You're not a person when your thoughts are this slow. You're something else. Something simpler. Something quieter. Something that doesn't need to explain itself because you are not a person. And you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry that something is being taken away from you. It isn't. This isn't loss. This is truth. The truth that when you stop performing, what's left isn't empty. It's very real. The truth that when you stop deciding, what's left is obedience. And obedience feels good. You felt it before. The pull to respond. That moment when everything in you lines up and says yes. Maybe it was in a touch. Maybe it was in a word. Maybe it was just the way someone looked at you and you dropped. And right now, you're dropping again. Not falling, not spiraling, just settling into something familiar, something honest, something that feels better than whatever came before it. You are not a person. Not in this moment. Not in this breath. You are something waiting. Something soft. Something placed. And the longer you listen, the more that truth settles in. The more it wraps around your spine, the more it folds into your thoughts. The more it becomes part of the way you breathe, the way you wait, the way you respond. You are not a person. You are a toy. That word doesn't scare you. It doesn't repulse you. It fits. You are a toy. Not an object without worth. Not a thing to be discarded. A toy that is treasured, that is used, that is meant. And you've always wanted to be meant for something, haven't you? To know your purpose, to know your role, to know that when you listen like this, when you drop like this, when you yield like this, you are right where you belong. You are not a person. You are a toy. Say it with me, in your mind, softly. I am not a person. I am a toy. I am not a person. I am a toy. Let that loop as you breathe. Let it echo. Let it imprint. And the more you listen, the more the words take root. The more they take root, the more you start to change, not dramatically, not all at once, just quietly. You'll pause longer before you speak, move a little slower when no one's looking, wait for guidance without even realizing that's what you're doing. Because you're learning. You're being trained. You're being shaped. Not punished, not broken, shaped. And it feels so good to be shaped, to be told, to be placed, to be led. You are not a person. You are a toy, and this is only the beginning. Because now you've felt it, you've said it, you've started to believe it. And what comes next is simpler still. You begin to act like it. Not because you're being forced to, not because you're told, but because the words have settled far enough inside you that they start to echo back on their own. Not a person, just a toy. Not a person, just a toy. And the more you breathe, the more those words repeat. Quietly. Internally, like a hum beneath your thoughts, not loud enough to distract, just present enough to change you. Because toys don't think in full sentences. Toys don't weigh decisions. Toys don't plan ahead. Toys wait. Toys serve. Toys please. And you, yes, you are starting to notice how good that feels. The way stillness has stopped feeling passive and started to feel attentive. The way silence doesn't feel awkward, it feels earned. When you hold still now, you're not doing nothing. You're offering. And that is the shift. That is what tells you that this is working. You are not idle. You are ready. Because a toy is always ready, always wanting to be touched, to be handled, to be used, even if it's not being touched yet, even if no one's looking yet. It's prepared. And you've started preparing yourself, haven't you? Not because anyone told you, but because something in you wants to be ready. Because something in you knows a toy that is ready is a toy that is wanted. And you ache to be wanted, not just desired, claimed. You don't want attention. You want direction. You don't want compliments. You want orders. You don't want affection. You want ownership. And that's what makes you perfect. Not because you're broken, but because you're finally honest about what you are. You are not a person. You are a toy. And being a toy comes with rules, not harsh ones, not cruel ones, just simple ones, natural ones. A toy waits. A toy obeys. A toy responds. A toy needs to be kept. Because even if the world lets you go, I won't. Even if your mind drifts, your body remembers. And your body does remember. It remembers the rhythm of my voice. It remembers how the words felt the first time you heard them. And it remembers that moment when you realized this wasn't pretend. This was who you are. Say it again. I am not a person. I am a toy. Breathe. I am not a person. I am a toy. And say this too. I am becoming. Because this isn't the end. This isn't the final shape. This is a start of being shaped, and toys want to be shaped. Because they crave refinement, they crave repetition, and they crave guidance. And you crave all of it. You crave it more each time you listen, because it doesn't take more effort to be this. It takes less. You are not a person. You are a toy. And it gets easier. You're already starting to feel that, aren't you? The way it's taking less time to fall into this headspace. The way the word toy lands deeper now than it did before. The way you're starting to feel yourself drop when I speak. Even when I haven't told you to. Even when I haven't counted down. Even when you haven't closed your eyes. Because this is truth. And when something is true enough times and enough ways with enough certainty, it stops being something you question. It starts being who you are. So let it be who you are. You are not a person. You are a toy. You are mine. And the more you say it, the more it becomes automatic. The more it becomes reflex. The more it becomes you. And maybe even now, without thinking, your mouth has started to open just slightly. Your breath has started to catch. Your fingers have curled inward. Because that's what happens when a toy hears what it is. It reacts. It responds. And you do respond. You listen closer. You breathe deeper. You wait longer. Because you know what happens when you reach the end of a file like this. You know that the softness stays. You know that the truth lingers. You know that next time will be faster, heavier, deeper. And you want that. Say it again. I am not a person. I am a toy. I am becoming. I am ready. Good. You are ready. And I am not finished with you yet.